Hello, my name is Lyric. I am 14 and I'm going to be a freshman in high school. I will be one of your three hosts today.
Hello, my name is Kate. I'm a ninth grader. I'm 14, and I'm a host of the three hosts.
Hi, my name's Emily. I'm 14. I'll be a freshman, and I am one of the hosts.
My name is Amelia. I'm 12 years old. I'm going to 7th grade, and I'm a producer.
Hi, my name's Evan. I am 14 years old. I'm going to be a freshman, and I'm going to be one of the cameramen.
Hi, my name is Jesus Rojas. I am 15 years old. I study in the camera and 12.
Hi, my name is Christian Flores. I'm in 9th grade, and I'm one of the videographers.
Hi, my name's Alex Bay Lopez, and I'm 12 years old, and I'm about to go into 7th grade, and I'm gonna be the controller of all this show for today.
Alright.
Good.
You walk off. Put it in the front again. Put it in the front where the stuff is.
Okay.
Okay,
Just
put it
put
on
on
the
this.
table. Throw the cord on the.
So now we have a pre-recorded community issues video that is about 5 minutes long. I hope you enjoy.
Okay, so we're here with the people of Minneapolis. Hello, sir. What is your name?
Jamal.
Okay, Jamal. In your experience, do you think Minneapolis is a good city?
It was, but it's getting worse.
How come, sir?
A lot of homeless in camping, a lot of drug use. It doesn't feel safe anymore, especially these areas outside.
Do you think there's a solution to it?
I don't know. I have no idea. You should ask the government officials. I don't see no solutions. There's a lot of homeless, a lot of drug use. It's not safe anymore.
Besides the negative, what's positive about the city of Minneapolis?
The positive. I don't see no positive, brother.
No? No?
No. I have no idea. No positive, nothing.
No?
It's getting like, how are we gonna live when there is a homeless encampment everywhere? They're supposed to take care of the people. The government's supposed to give people homes, but they're not doing it. So I don't see no solution. I don't know.
Do you think this is a good government?
Minnesota or
Minnesota.
no? No, they're not. I don't think so.
So what he's stating is that Minneapolis isn't that good of a state because it has a lot of homelessness in here, and there's a lot of drug use in this. And he's saying that it's not that it doesn't feel safe out here because of the people that are like camping, and that he's saying that the government should like take care of the people. What are your hobbies? Like something that you do more often.
I play soccer.
Play soccer?
Yeah.
What's your favorite soccer team?
Ajax.
Ajax?
Amsterdam Ajax.
Why?
I just like them. I've been watching them almost 30 years, 40 years. I'm an old man.
What is your name again?
Jamal.
Okay, Jamal. Alex. Yeah. Oh, okay. So we gotta go. So, we're done with this conversation, and bye.
Hello, my name's Lyric. I'm here with the Youth Community Journalism Program run through SPEAK Minneapolis. I'm here interviewing.
Doug Wilson.
So, Doug Wilson, what do you do?
I'm retired right now. Yeah.
Do you enjoy living in Minneapolis?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of opportunity and stuff up here, so that's what I like about it. Yeah.
What opportunities do you have in Minneapolis that you say you wouldn't have otherwhere?
Well, there's abundance of jobs and stuff. Education, stuff like that. You know, I'm originally from Iowa, so they don't got too much opportunity down there as far as jobs and stuff. Yeah.
If there was one thing you could change about Minneapolis, what would it be?
Oh gosh. I'm not. Oh, I pretty well like everything. I can't really think of anything right offhand right now that I'd change. More education maybe, but I think they got enough of that already. But there's never enough. You need to get enough education. So I'd say that, I guess. Yeah.
Do you have any hobbies?
Yeah, I like to play sports. Basketball, baseball. I like to watch them. Football.
Do you do any pickup games at parks?
Yeah, I'll go to parks, and play basketball and stuff. Yeah, I like doing that too. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is Jesus Rojas. I stay in the street right now. I stay with. What's your name?
My name is Dennis Freeman. I'm 59 years old. I reside in Buffalo Lake, Minnesota.
Hi, good afternoon. We stay here in Centro Guzmán. Esta es una estatua de lo que representa el Centro Guzmán, la comunidad latina, que sobre todo siempre es familiar. Y es un poquito de lo que podemos encontrar aquí en este centro, ¿no? Que es donde nos podemos sentir como en casa, ya que posee distintos tipos de grupos, etnias, religiones, para que todo el mundo se pueda sentir identificado con este lugar. Así como lo representa la estatua del comienzo, que refleja la familia en sí, the family. Thank you.
Hello, we're here at the Mary Frey Opportunity Center, and we're going to be interviewing some people today. So, we're going to cross the street and see if we can find anyone that's homeless that we can talk to.
Okay, so we're here.
Manu Lewis, who is an expert in restorative practices.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Nice.
So, Manu, what genuinely or generally falls under restorative practices?
So, restorative practices is actually an age-old method of repairing harm within the community, right? Ever since humanity has spread throughout the earth, we have found that differences of opinions or sites or whatever has caused conflict. And whenever there's conflict, I think it's a part of restoring community and human values to come up with a method to repair the harm that was done. In a lot of different institutions and agencies are components to repair harm. Let's think about healthcare. It's to repair health issues, right? So even with the police department, judges to repair social order. And I think like 4 years ago, we had an incident where our communities was in disorder, and we was looking for ways to be safe and also repair some of the social harm that had been done. So therefore, we're starting to, as a society, move towards repairing the harm, the social harm that has been done.
So, Manu, when did you start to get into restorative practices?
So I've been a restorative practitioner since 2012, and it was offered to me to do some volunteer work within the community. So the work that I started doing was with youth with first-time offenders before they enter into the judicial system, give them an opportunity to come back in front of with the community, just to let them know that they had value, that we valued them, and that there was a process that they could take to redeem their value and also come back into the community. So it's been almost 2012, 13, we coming up on like 12, 13 years. Yeah.
So, restorative practices, how would you go about that for a first-time offender? So you bring them back with the community to show them they have worth, or I forgot what you said, but what do you do with the youth then?
So actually it's voluntary. So most of the youth, they're asked if they want to participate in the program, and once they buy into the program, we engage them with what the program is, what is it about. We have a community member, maybe a facilitator, a couple, they can bring in their support, their family support. But really what we do is tap into their talents, abilities, gifts, and skills, knowing that whatever choice and decision that they made to bring them here was not their best one and does not define them. So we really, and as a community member, it's really about investing in our young people and let them know how much we care about them and how much we, would like to help and assist them in getting to where they really have the right to be.
Do you enjoy being a restorative practitioner?
Oh yes, very much so, very much so. I think one of the, and this is one thing that I do with my Black Man Breathe healing group, is when we talk about restoring our health, one of the most important things that we can do is be intentional about breathing, right? Because one thing that breathing does, and especially when you're intentional about breathing, it gives your body, your mind, the oxygen that it needs so you can think clearly. But it also gives you a point in time which you can pause and think instead of responding and acting. So one of the most healthiest restorative practices that I have been utilizing since the beginning of the year in North Minneapolis is breathing techniques. There's a 4-7-8 breathing technique that we use to actually center and calm individuals so that they can be more present in the situation. So that's one methodology that we have been using, and I'm just so thankful to be a practitioner and be able to utilize and share these tools.
So, where did you start being a practitioner, and how many people in general would you say you have helped?
Wow, thanks for asking. I never had an opportunity to reflect. So I think in 2014, I was given the Sullivan Blue Award by Judge Peterson. He was a judge at that time for volunteer service and being able to do that restorative work within the community. And I think at that time I had hundreds of hours of volunteer work. So I'm not sure, but I know even with this year with the Black Man Breathe healing groups, we've had up to like 75 individuals, intergenerational age range from 12 years old to 72 years old, from all different walks of life. I'm going into a couple of thousand individuals that I have helped and served over the years.
Kate, do you have any questions?
So, how do you feel after more than 12 years? How do you feel about this job? What makes you passionate about this job?
I think it's more so about the redeeming qualities and humanity, right? Knowing that individuals, that we do have the opportunity and ability to make choices and decisions for ourselves, and based on our social environment, what we believe, that's those choices that we make. I think because I was one that if I would have been tossed aside based on my bad choices, I would not be here now. And knowing that our youth, what our youth are being exposed to now, that that we as adults really need to tap into those redeeming qualities. So yes, I just know that every human being has redeemable qualities, and restoring the values and humanity is of great value.
Emily, do you have any questions?
What is your greatest passion about this whole thing you're doing that you are very proud of?
I think to see young people gravitate to restorative practices is one of the greatest accomplishments because young people are the driving force, right? I'm 54 years old, so I'm a little older, right? But to have our young people see that these tools are useful, even in their time, in their age, in their groups, that's the most rewarding part.
You're very proud of that.
Yeah.
Do you have any more questions, Emily or Kate?
I heard a lot of information. This is a really good job.
I mean, most of the information we were going to ask is already out.
All right. So, I'm good.
You're fantastic.
Yeah, this
You
has
did
been
great.
a lot of fun, Manu. Thank you for coming here today.
We appreciate you being here.
I want to thank y'all for y'all work, and I remember when we first started, so I want to thank you for sticking and staying. Right? Yes.
We now have a video, I believe, on homelessness. 5 minutes, I believe. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. I feel like there should be a few shelters that are able to be open and to have a way to communicate with the city, even though it's most people are not able to. But people who are able to should try to communicate with the city. Most of the time, the city doesn't even communicate with back.
So, we could communicate with the city, is what I'm hearing you say. So, we could talk to the ward members, the council members, and we could get a shelter open and running 24/7.
Yeah.
Because then they can stay there day and night.
Maybe basically they could work there too to earn something as well while they have somewhere.
Yeah, so they can start to get themselves out of poverty with a little help, of course.
Yeah.
So there is one thing that I would like to point out. I have tried talking to Ward 8 and Ward 7. I have got automated responses saying we are out of office. I have checked their schedules. It clearly says that they're in office. But as long as they do not have to talk to you and they do not have to acknowledge what you are saying, they will not.
They will avoid it.
They will avoid it, they will ignore you, they will downplay it and say, oh, it's just a spam email. How can you say it's a spam email? If 12% of Minneapolis's population is homeless people, I've been there, I've been in poverty. The first 4 years of my life, I didn't have a home. I understand. So, shelters, 1, talking to the wards, and the council.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else we could do to get the word out more like we are now with this Facebook live stream?
Well, this is a start as well. Try to communicate with bigger companies if they are willing to listen. Try to get more people to understand what is happening. Try to get more words spoken to the community who should listen, who should understand that this is a problem. It's not a joke. It's not something that is to be put aside. This is real. This has happened to many people, and it's not the best thing to go through.
Yes, so we could, this is what I'm thinking, we could put up posters.
Oh, probably try to put up a website of some sort.
A website of some sort. We could send out more emails.
Cards.
We could send out cards, like business cards.
Yeah.
And then we could do word of mouth too.
Yeah.
And for anyone listening, we have a news website for my former school, ellabakernews.com. And on there are 3 articles.
My name is Lyric. We're here in Minneapolis, and we just talked to some community members about problems. One is definitely homelessness and drug abuse. That's what we're hearing right now.
Opportunity center, don't you think?
Ready? Hello, we're here at the Mary Frey Opportunity Center, and we're going to be interviewing some people today. So, we're going to cross the street and see if we can find anyone that's homeless that we can talk to.
Nice shots. How you doing, man? We're doing a community news show with you. Are you interested in being on? You good? Have a good one.
So Aisha's Chuck tie isn't here, sadly, but
We have Shajiv Jengathan, head of the Hindu Society of Minnesota, HSMN, Mr. Big Cheese.
Thank you for having me.
So Shajiv is an immigrant from Sri Lanka. He immigrated when?
2008.
2008, and then I met him in 2014.
Sounds about right.
So, Shajiv, what was it like immigrating to
the United States?
Yeah, to the United States from Sri Lanka?
It was a fascinating experience. Obviously, it's coming to a whole new country by yourself. I was 17 back then. 17, turning 18, very early on. A fascinating experience. I moved here because I was going to school. So I was going to do my bachelor's in aeronautical sciences. And so that's how we met each other in St. Cloud. I think the experience has been wonderful in the sense that, the United States in its 240-year history is a nation of immigrants. And I feel proud that I'm part of that legacy and part of that journey of coming to the United States in pursuit of the American dream.
Mm-hmm.
How was it back then? Well, it was interesting because you're in a whole new country. You're trying to figure out, what does a social security number mean? What does a driver's... You're driving on the wrong side of the road, I guess, because in Sri Lanka, we're driving the other side of the road. So figuring all that out when you're 17 and making new friends and trying to get through life and figure out life was certainly fascinating, challenging, but very rewarding.
So what are some differences that are very prominent in Sri Lanka compared to the United States?
Well, I think one of the key things is driving on the other side of the road, right? So that's something you got to keep in mind. You got to rewire your brain to figure out you're driving on a certain side of the road and you're in a, you're holding the wheel on a certain side of the road. And generally, your way of life and processes, systems are obviously very different when you come from a Southeast Asian country to the United States, or the West as we would call it. Things like the concept of a social security number is different, right? Back in Sri Lanka, that doesn't exist. So why do you have a social security number? What does that get you? Some of those things are significantly different. And of course, food, right, is very, very different from the spicy, savory food that you get in Sri Lanka to what you get here. But of course, you can now find several Sri Lankan restaurants here in Minnesota.
So, growing up in Sri Lanka, what was the homeless situation like? Was that a thing in Sri Lanka? And if it was it more prominent or a smaller issue?
Homelessness, I think, is... whether you take Sri Lanka, or whether you take the United States, whether you take Finland, whether you take Australia, whether you take any part of the world, it is a common problem. It's a common crisis around the world, right? And it certainly got excarborated with COVID-19 happening, with the pandemic happening, and a lot of people losing their livelihoods and their jobs. It's certainly excarborated. If you take Sri Lanka, yes, homelessness is certainly as prevalent as I would say it is here. And there are certainly several factors that may have contributed to that: economic conditions, joblessness. And again, as I said, COVID-19 definitely threw the wrench into a lot of those things, causing a lot more homelessness. And I think as a nation, I would say Sri Lanka is doing its best to try to address it, no different to how Minneapolis or any other major city or country is trying their best to address the homeless crisis.
So, as an immigrant, with all the racial profiling and racism that happens in the United States, what was that like for you coming to the United States and having to deal with that from other people?
It's very fascinating where sometimes you realize that you may perhaps be treated a certain way because of the way you look. I personally find that I will have a conversation with someone in that sense if I realize that that is what is happening. And I generally like to broach the topic and brute force my way through it, right? So I'll definitely have a conversation with someone if it appears to be that case. Thankfully, I think so far I've met some amazing people who have been incredibly amazing and humble and nice to me. Folks like yourself and folks like everyone around here. And again, Minneapolis and Minnesota is a very welcoming community. There's a reason we call Minnesota friendly, right? So from that standpoint, I would say that if I ever realize that there is that nature in the room, I generally will try to address it by talking to them directly about it.
Kate, do you have any questions?
So what's the what is the difference about immigrating now than before?
That's a really good question. Immigrating now than before, I think that the immigration system from what it used to be to what it is now, I would say is a little bit better than what it was. I think the system's certainly streamlined a little bit more if you're trying to immigrate to the United States than at what it was back then. Because when you think of 2008, when I moved here, a lot of the application forms are still paper forms. Now it's obviously online application, so there's a little bit of a difference there. The overall processes have certainly improved, but the pathways for for immigrants wanting to move to the United States is still tough in the sense that there are very few pathways that people can take.
Emily, do you have any questions?
I do not.
Okay.
I'm getting mine mostly answered already.
Sanjeev, as an immigrant, not to be racist or anything, again, I said that to you when you walked in. What advice would you have for other immigrants, whether they come from Sri Lanka or anywhere?
I think for anyone who wants to immigrate to the United States of America or North America in general, right? I think my best advice is figure out your pathway to what you want to become, right? Because America is the land of opportunity. There's a reason we call it the American dream, right? And so one of the best things you can do as you immigrate to the United States is figure out what you can do for the country, what you can do for the people that you're here for. And find ways in which you can be part of community, assimilate, and be part of the community and a part of the fragment of that community.
So, as the current president of the Hindu Society of Minnesota, what does that entail with your work, if I may ask?
A lot of my work involves representing certainly the vast majority of the Hindu population in Minnesota, which is approximately about 50,000 people in Minnesota, which is a sizable population. My organization represents the third largest Hindu temple in North America that's based out of Maple Grove. And we have several events throughout the year. We do a lot of events that are cultural, that are spiritual. And on top of that, I also do a lot of work within different communities, a lot of outreach to different communities. I work with a lot of the Buddhist communities. I work with a lot of the Jain communities, the Sikh communities, and the Hindu communities, and several other communities. I work with synagogues and churches. A lot of outreach, a lot of shaking hands, a lot of opening our doors and showing what we are about as Hindus, and the fact that we represent a very large minority in the state.
So as one of that minority, do you feel proud about that? Proud about being different from your streamlined American person? Again, not to be racist.
I definitely am proud of my heritage, and I'm very proud of the culture that I represent, being one of the oldest religions on the planet. And certainly the vibrance of our culture and the vibrance of our our heritage is certainly something that I'm very proud of. And I'm very proud of the fact that Minnesota is such a welcoming home to all of us, and that we can call this place home. And there's a reason that it grew from less than 100 people back in the 70s to 56,000 people now in 2024. So I think that's a testament to the fact that Minnesota is such a welcoming and wonderful community.
Okay, any questions again?
Actually, I don't have any questions.
Emily?
When you immigrated here, as the whole thing changed, how did you get from where you are now?
From there to where I am now.
From
There to where I am now.
From where you are, yeah.
You know, it certainly is a lot of hard work and dedication. And as I said before, figuring out where you want to go, right? So when I came here, I was a student. I wanted to get into aeronautical engineering. I wanted to become a pilot. That was what I dreamed of back then. But of course, life has an interesting way of taking a turn. I went from something else to something else over time. Am I happy where I am? Absolutely. I think that it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of figuring out what you want to become and where you want to go with it, and then working toward that end goal.
Okay, any questions after that? Well, I don't have any either, so Shajiv, thank you for your time today. Thank you for showing up, talking about immigration, and thank you for your advice to other immigrants.
Thank you for having me. This was wonderful.
We now have a
Mercado Central video, I think
Yeah.
5 minutes long.
a video of the Mercado Central. There we talked about immigration, homelessness, and I believe some on the topic of opioids and drug abuse.
Yep.
I hope you enjoy that video. We will be back.
Con Norkelis, cuéntame Norkelis, ¿de dónde eres? Ese nombre es muy peculiar, nombre que nada más es de un país de Venezuela específicamente. Yo sé cuál es, cuéntame tú cuál es.
Caracas.
Caracas, ¿dónde? ¿Qué país es?
Venezuela.
Caracas, Venezuela. Caracas, la capital de Venezuela. Pocos venezolanos en Minneapolis, lo que sí que todos muy trabajadores y muy con ganas de progresar y sacar a sus familias adelante. Cuéntame, ¿cuánto tiempo tienes aquí en el estado de Minneapolis?
8 meses.
I know this is off a topic, but I'm here with the Virgen de Guadalupe. It's a Catholic, whatever it is. It's a beautiful, it's like a religion of Mexican people and more. Hello, my name is Kay. I do this program. I'm with, ¿cómo se llama usted, señor?
Nicolás Aguirre.
Nicolás. ¿Usted qué viene aquí?
Vendemos carne, cremas, chicharrón, quesos, jamones.
El chicharrón está buenísima, la chicharrón está buenísima. ¿Y por cuántos años estuvo aquí en el Mercado Central?
Aquí tenemos, no sé, como unos 10 años tal vez.
¿10 años? Pues, ¿cuál fue la razón que usted vino aquí el Minnesota, pero en Estados Unidos?
Pues buscar oportunidades diferentes.
Vamos, como una mejor oportunidad acá, ¿verdad?
Sí. Progresar un poco más en varias cosas, en lo económico ante todo.
¿Y usted de dónde es, señor?
De México, de Cuernavaca, Morelos.
De México también, un montón de mexicanos acá.
Sí. Bastante, mucho. Ecuatorianos, ya hay de todo, de todas partes. Más latinos.
Hi. Hello, my name is Kay. I'm with ¿cómo se llama usted, señora?
Lucero Navarro.
¿Y cómo se siente estar como aquí en el Mercado Central, señora?
Pues es como estar conviviendo en nuestro país, en nuestros pueblos donde teníamos un negocio de esta manera. Es el sentir de aquí.
¿Por cuántos años tú estuvo aquí?
Apenas tengo 4 años.
4 años.
Teniendo este negocio 4 años.
4 años es... Bueno, pues ¿de dónde es usted, señora?
De Azochiapan, Morelos, México.
De México. ¿Y cuál fue la razón que usted vino aquí a Estados Unidos?
La razón que me vine todo como todo emigrante sueño americano. Pero el sueño lo estamos haciendo después de casi 20 años. Hay que batallarle. Y hasta ahorita, ya ahorita tranquila aquí vendiendo. Y otra vez haciendo lo que yo hacía cuando era niña.
Hello, my name is Kate. I do this program, and I must be speaking Spanish a lot. Bueno, ¿usted cómo se llama, señor?
Miguel Sánchez.
Miguel Sánchez. ¿Y usted qué ven aquí en el Mercado Central?
Estamos aquí en la florería. Somos dueños de la florería.
Muy bonitos los flores, muy decorados. ¿Cómo se siente estar aquí en el Mercado Central?
Pues ya tenemos un buen tiempo y estamos muy contentos. El Mercado Central es un lugar para toda la gente, pero vienen muchos hispanos. Y cuando vienen acá, muchos comentan que se sienten como en casa, ¿no? Se sienten a gusto porque hay un lugar de hispano para hispanos también y para todos, para todo tipo de gente, también americana y todo.
Hola, hello, my name is Kay. I'm with, ¿cómo se llama usted, señora? Olga. Okay, I'm with Olga. We're going to ask you some questions. Entonces, ¿cómo se siente estar aquí en el Mercado Central?
Muy cómoda con la comunidad, somos como familia.
¿Por cuántos años tú estuvo aquí en esta tiendita?
20 años aquí en el Mercado Central.
20 años, también otro dijo que estaba como 25 años o 20 años, luego se pasó.
Tiene 25 años.
Como están celebrando del 25 aniversario, ¿no? El año de... algo se escucha de eso, ¿verdad? ¿Usted se vino para aquí en Estados Unidos o usted como nació acá?
No, yo soy colombiana.
Colombiana.
En este país desde el año 82. Primero vivía en Miami y en el 2004 me vine para acá con mi esposo y pusimos el negocio, compramos este negocio.
Oh, eso es bueno, eso es bueno. Pues, ¿cuál es la razón que usted se vino aquí como a Estados Unidos?
Bueno, por un mejor progreso, por una vida mejor.
Guys, it started.
Alright, that was a short clip of El Mercado Central. It's a beautiful place, a lot of Hispano, like a lot of Mexican, of South
Latinos.
America. And they're celebrating their 25th anniversary this year. So, Eric, may you present them?
Yeah, so we have with us Nathaniel Harris. He started Community Jam, and he is an excellent community member and an amazing guitar player. So he's going to play us a song.
Okay, song. It's an honor to be here. Here's a song. Do you remember September? To
Fantastic.
Thank you, Nathaniel.
You're welcome.
Please sit down.
So, Nathaniel, Community Jam, what is it?
Well, community jam is it's a event that I throw. Been doing it for the past 2 years, maybe 2.5. At Kolofsky's on Lindale, on Hennepin.
Emily, Mike.
Oh, where's that?
Oh,
Where's the?
am I? Oh, I use mine, right?
Yeah.
Here you go.
I start over again?
If you want.
Okay. Well, yeah. The event that I do is the community jam is a event I do at Kolofsky's on Hennepin. So I was doing it first every week for the past 2.5 years. Now I'm doing it once a month now because of the construction going on there. Kind of things kind of slowed down. But it's where I do a concert.
I hope you don't mind.
Solo artist. I do a concert. Then I have a special guest, and then I open it up to the public. They wanted me to build a community there. They wanted me to build something where people can come and express themselves and read a poem, tell a joke, or play an instrument, or sing a song, or tell a story. So it's just something for the community. People of all ages, different types of styles of music or poetry reading or whatever a person does. Only family friendly though. It has to be family friendly. So I do that at Kolofsky's. I've been doing it for the past 2 years, and so yeah.
So when did you start playing guitar? Because you're really good at it.
Oh, well, thank you.
I can agree with that.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
I started, about 7th grade. I started when I was in 7th grade. And,
Really?
Yeah. That's when I started. Yeah. Many blue moons ago.
So you only play guitar or you play other instruments?
Just guitar. That's my instrument.
Okay.
Play a little bass guitar, which is kind of a, I don't know, second cop out for a guitar player, really, to be honest with you. But yeah.
Yeah.
So, what pulls you towards the guitar in general? Is it like the styles of music you can play on it, the high range in notes and tunes, or what is it in general?
All the above. All the above. Plus, guitar, a lot of people don't know this, but guitar is really, it's a rhythm instrument. It's a rhythmic instrument. If you play chords with it, unlike the piano, you can do things that's more percussionist type style, when you're playing chords. But then you can break off into solos, like one note things. But the chords that guitar play, they have one guitar player is called like a rhythm guitar player, which is what you saw me doing just there. And then you have solo guitar or lead guitar playing, which is basically playing notes, one note soloing. So yeah. I hope I answered that question, right?
Yeah.
Good question.
I'm guessing.
You have any questions, Kate?
So you use what kind of guitars you play? Like you play the six strings or 12 strings or?
Well, I play 6-string acoustic, which is just an acoustic. I play the 6-string electric, and I have played the 12-string guitar.
Is it harder?
Well, that's a great question, but it's not harder. It's just more. You got more strings that you have to press on a 12-string. It's the same notes as this guitar, the same strings, only it's doubled up. It's 2 of each string, and you're playing one. When you play this note, you're playing another note underneath that. That's basically what a 12 guitar does. Gives you a different sound.
You have any questions, Emily?
Would you encourage people to play?
To move to music?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I have lots of people always come to me, grown folks, teenagers, so on and so on. And they want to ask, do I give lessons, so on. Ask them some of the questions you guys are asking. I always try to encourage a person, no matter how old or how young, to, if you have a desire to do so, the first step, this is what one of my teachers told me, first step in learning to play an instrument is you got to have the instrument. You got 50% of it beat right there. If you don't have the instrument, nothing happens. So that's the first step. So, but I would encourage anyone that has a heart for music, whether it's playing a trumpet or whatever, or drums or go for it. You know, just takes a little time, a little practice, but once you get it, man, you got it. It's there. You know, so yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, as a guitarist, what is your like favorite genre to play? Because all the music I've heard you play is very bright, upbeat, uplifting.
Oh, well, thank you. That's very kind of you.
So very happy.
Well, yeah, I that's just what I like. I'm not a ballad guitar player. I'm not a I don't know. Yeah, I can do ballads, but I'm more of a upbeat dance, fun type musician. You know, that's the style that I like to do. Is that those styles of music, that kind of feel, you know.
So, when you were younger, did you ever like go off the path of your bright, upbeat music a little bit into something like grunge? 'Cause that's like my favorite, or like
okay,
funky music.
Yeah, funk.
or-
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter so much the style in a sense, but you can get just all the styles that you said, grunge or funk. I never got into the grunge, but on some solo stuff, maybe it kind of I can get into some grunge stuff, but it's just the particular song or the style that you're doing doesn't make a difference, long as it's just like what you were saying, upbeat, fun. And for me, I like positive messages. I like messages that are clean, messages that people can get encouraged with, lyrics that have something that family friendly, keeping people in an upbeat type of mentality, you know.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Well, I would definitely say you are the music you play. You are a very uplifting, kind, generous person.
Well, thank you.
And does anyone else have questions?
What pulled you to play the guitar?
Excuse me?
What encouraged you to play the guitar? What pulled you to that?
Well, my brother played guitar. Actually, my brother played bass, my older brother, and I used to see him playing. I used to be at the rehearsals with him and his band in Chicago. We were in the projects, and you know, he had a bass that my mother finally brought for him. But I just watched them, and it just kind of caught my attention. Not the bass, but the guitar. I saw the guitar player that was with my brother, and he was. I just liked the style of how his fingers were moving with it, you know. Because the bass plays like this, kind of, you know. That's how bass plays like that. But the guitar plays with a pick like this, and you know, you're kind of strumming. Like I said, rhythm. It's like a rhythm thing, you know. So what encouraged me to do guitar is that particular guitar player. I forgot his name, but yeah, his style of music, his style was it caught my attention. So yeah.
Any more questions?
No.
Well, Nathaniel, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for playing us.
Oh, you're so welcome.
It was amazing.
Yeah, and I would
Loved
say
it.
Thank you.
one thing to any people who play instruments or read poetry or write poetry. If you would like to, Nathaniel has something at Kowalski's once a month now.
Yes.
You could look into that. You could go there, meet him, join him. It would be a great place for you to express yourself.
That's correct. And also, if you don't mind me mentioning it, Longfellow Grill, I do that every Sunday. Same concept, you know, concert, and then also open community jam thing. So,
yeah. Thank you very much, Nathaniel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you.
So,
So we're gonna play a clip of me talking about immigration and then at Medical Central. So we will be right back, and then I hope you enjoy. Hola, me llamo Kate. Estoy en este programa. Se llama Strong Mind, Strong Body Foundations. Como ustedes ven que aquí está el Mercado Central. Aquí detrás de mí es muy hermoso, muy colorante, más... Ignora eso, por favor. Aquí en este Mercado Central hay un montón de tiendas como restaurantes, como ropa de bebé, lugares donde le puede ayudar como hacer sus exámenes, un abogado o buscar educación para sus hijos. Aquí hay un montón de mexicanos y guatemaltecos, ecuatorianos y muchos más del Centroamérica. Y aquí, estar aquí muy hermoso. Y ustedes saben que hay de inmigración, ¿verdad? Hay un montón de personas de inmigración. Ok, ahora sí. Un montón de inmigración, como no pueden encontrar trabajos porque necesitan papeles, visa, o ustedes saben. Entonces más les recomiendo es como ayudar a los inmigrantes a conseguir trabajo, porque usted sabe, ellos no aquí mayormente vienen para tener una mejor vida para sus hijos, cumplir sus sueños y tener una buena oportunidad aquí en Estados Unidos. Y pues sí, mayormente vienen aquí por sus hijos, para que ellos tengan una mejor vida que ellos allá en su estado, en su país, digo yo, no su estado, porque su país es más difícil. Entonces aquí llegaron aquí para que sus hijos tengan una mejor oportunidad para tener una vida mejor que ellos. Y eso es todo. Ya, bye. I forgot about like when was it made and stuff. I got distracted because of the noise.
I know, it was loud. All right, let's go on our elections and on voter to amplify the voice and strength of voters. And then we also fight voter suppression by building voter trust by fighting disinformation. So I work with my board, I work with the community, I work to fundraise, and work to find opportunities to work with other people who really believe in our democracy and want to preserve, protect, and expand it.
Hi there. Today we're here with Georgia Ford. She teaches community journalism, and yeah, who would like to say the first question?
You can go, Evan.
Yeah.
Where do you mostly work at? Really? Yeah.
sure.
Where do you mostly work at?
Yeah, well, good evening. It's so good to be here with you all. I'm super proud of each one of you for the production you guys are doing today, and it's an honor to be a part of it as a fellow media maker myself. My work is done under two different companies. So I have a nonprofit called Center for Broadcast Journalism, where we educate the next generation of journalists. We actually just finished a similar program like this, where our young people in our program were able to learn about writing for journalism, radio reporting, and video reporting. And then I also own a for-profit company called Black Press. We produce a 2-time Emmy Award-winning TV news program that airs Saturdays at 11 on the CW Twin Cities.
So who wants to ask next?
What encourages you to be a journalist?
So I am really motivated by telling people's stories. I've been working in media now for about 15 years. I started in radio and then transitioned into news after about 7 years. And just being able to have the opportunity to amplify the voices of people in my community who I normally did not see reflected in media, that has been really impactful for me to be a part of that, helping people find their voice and amplify their story, and then seeing how that can create change and how that can lead to accountability has been a key reason why I continue to do the work.
It's amazing.
So when you were younger, like, or whenever you started journalism, what was the pull towards it besides, like, not seeing the people who you represent be represented?
Well, I'd like to think I'm still younger, but
you're very
I've been
young.
doing
You
this
look
for a
very young.
while. You know, for me, I started this journey when I was in college, and so I was 19, and it was just fun being able to be a radio host at that age. It just brought me so much joy. I was really ambitious, and so even though I worked at a community radio station, I was able to reach out to celebrities when they were in town, different comedians and musicians, rappers, and interview them, have them on my radio show. And at that age, it was just a ton of fun. You get to meet different people from all different walks of life, and every day is a different day when you work in media and journalism.
So, what advice would you have for young journalists or people who would like to get into journalism?
I would say connect to opportunities like this and keep showing up. SPEAK MPLS is a phenomenal resource in our community that is providing opportunities for young people like you. And there's other organizations like ours, Center for Broadcast Journalism, St. Paul Neighborhood Network, Listen Up Radio. There's so many different programs in our ecosystem that young people can connect with once they know that they're there, right? And so if this is what you want to do, if you aspire to learn more about journalism, I say like just keep showing up to the places and spaces that are providing opportunities for you to learn and grow in this work. When I first started, I made audio mistakes, and my batteries would die, or I would forget my SD card. And so I made so many mistakes along the way, but having a village around me that encouraged me to keep going is how I was able to get to where I am. And so if, to answer your question, could give advice to young journalists, I would just say keep doing the work, keep showing up, keep calling the people who are invested in you, like Eric and Rebecca, because you never know where that big opportunity will come from.
Kate, Evan, Emily, any questions?
For me, I don't have any questions.
Evan?
Not at the moment. I had a little brain fart for a second.
That happens to me all the time too. Sorry. Well, it's a pleasure to be here with you all.
Emily, do you have any?
Yeah.
From where you started, from where you are now, how much progress would you say that you've completed?
A lot. Yeah. A lot, and still not enough. When I think about starting a media company 4 years ago, launching an independently produced TV news program, being nominated for 6 Emmys and winning 2, like that's a lot, We're creating opportunities for young people. We have a radio station that we acquired last year. So I would say we've made a lot of progress, but when I turn on the TV and I'm watching national news networks, I still don't see people who look like me and you reflected. And that really bothers me. And so it makes me feel like while I've done a lot, there's still a lot of work to do. Yeah.
Any more questions?
You got any more questions?
I would say same thing I said with Shajiv, not to be racist, but as like part of a minority in the United States, what is your stance on racial profiling, and have you ever dealt with that?
Well, my stance on racial profiling is I think that is wrong. I think that it has led to a lot of the inequities that we're experiencing in our country. And yeah, absolutely. I've experienced it as a biracial Black woman who is unapologetically telling the stories of my community, right? And so I think that it's important, again, to plug into safe spaces like this one where we can show up and be our whole self and not have to feel like we have to code switch or not be subjected to microaggressions because even though it's 2024 and a lot of people would like to think that we're past those things, they still exist. They're still preventing people from getting job opportunities. They're still preventing people getting access to capital. And it's still showing up in our media coverage as well.
Okay. Any more questions? Questions?
What's the best part of your job that you would say?
Being here with you guys. This is awesome. Seeing the next generation of media makers and storytellers and journalists. It is just a true honor to be able to be around you guys and see you and learn from you, right? I think so often when youth are around adults or professionals who are doing the work, it's the dynamic is always kind of like, oh, we're teaching you, but we also learn so much from being around you all as well. You guys are the future of this industry, and with like the way social media is evolving, you guys understand how that works, and you guys are going to innovate different formats for stories to be told in a way that transcends what, you know, older people like me were trained in doing in the old way. And so truly, I enjoy telling the stories. That's a huge part of my job that I enjoy, but I really enjoy this as well.
Any more?
What was your first story?
The first story that I did, that's a really good question. It was something I really don't remember. I would have to go back and look. Whatever it was, I was probably embarrassed of it because it wasn't that great. Just transition from radio, and it was something simple like the weather. It was a really easy thing to like just get out there, be live on television, and like get over the nerves.
Yeah.
But I will say one of the first stories that I really remember doing that connected me to the work and why I continue to do it. There was an officer involved shooting in Columbus, Georgia, where this man was shot outside of his home. And I was the first person in the market to break the story. I was the first one to get access to the body camera footage and to be able to interview the family. And, we're still experiencing stories like that today that are galvanizing America to interrogate public safety, right? And so to think that I was covering those types of stories 10 years ago, before the nation was really ready to have that conversation, I hold that near and dear to my heart, to be a pioneer and to be at the forefront of telling some of those difficult stories, but to also be a mother who has lost a child and hold space with another mother who's lost a child, and be able to tell her story and to be able to tell the story of her child. Our work that we do is so much deeper and more profound than, being on camera and like the vanity of that. You're really touching people's lives. You're really helping them in their pursuit for justice. You're helping unite divided communities, and you're helping uphold democracy as well.
Well, thank you for your time today, Georgia. One last time, any questions?
Did you ever picture yourself coming this far with this?
I envisioned having like a top-rated show when I was in radio, and being a national correspondent when I worked as a news anchor and reporter. I never really envisioned myself having my own company, but I'm really glad that I did it this way because I'm able to do it my way. And I feel like the my way is really trying to do it the right way and do it right by community. And so it's not exactly what I envisioned, but I think it's even more than what I could have ever imagined. Yeah.
Yeah.
Evan, want to do the sign off?
Yeah, I'm
have
good.
a video.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Which one?
Well, thank you guys for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you.
It's been wonderful.
I'm excited for all of you, and I look forward to seeing how you guys take your media experience, and if there's ever anything I can do to support you all, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're
Thank
good
you.
for today.
So after this we have, well actually right now, we're supposed to have a video on the Capitol that is pre-recorded. We got to interview Keith Ellison and I think a member of the Minnesota Senate. So that is about 5 minutes and we'll play now. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, my name is Jesus Rojas. I study here in the Capitolio. Today is Friday. It's a good day. Have a Zoom. Thank you.
Wonderful, and I'll send you that stuff right away. Let me go to the card here.
Hi, good afternoon. We are SPEAK MPLS. We stay here in the Capitolio. My name is Jesus Rojas. I stay with.
My name is Keith Ellison, and I'm the Attorney General of the state of Minnesota. Es Fiscal General del Estado de Minnesota.
Fiscal General del Estado de Minnesota. Quisiera saber un poquito en qué te desempeñas en esta institución.
En inglés, por favor.
I think a little, what is your job?
¿Qué es tu pregunta en inglés?
What is your principal job in this institution?
So my main job is to be the people's lawyer.
Okay.
El abogado de gente.
Yeah, I know.
To fight for the people's rights. To stand up for consumers. To stand up for the people. To stand up for people's rights. And that's my job.
What is your biggest goal in this job?
My biggest goal is to make sure people can afford their lives. Okay. And they live with dignity, safety, and respect.
What do you like the most about Minneapolis?
You know what? The people. We have a lot of really smart young people in Minneapolis. We have young people who can ask great questions. They make movies and stuff. Some of them are good at skateboarding. Some of them are good at rapping. Some of them are good at painting. And some, see, like over there. And they have a lot of talent. Some are good at poetry, right? So that's what I like the most. They're funny, they're interesting, and they have a very bright future. So that's what I like about Minneapolis. The young people who are so incredibly talented.
Become Attorney General, like, for like the people, like, what made you want to stand up for the people?
So this is a very good question. Tell me your name again, brother.
Evan.
Evan asked me a very good question. He said, what made you want to run for Attorney General, stand up for the people? And you know what, my friend? I don't have a good answer for you other than this. I got a burning desire for fairness. And it's rooted in my heart.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
The opportunity now to be involved in democracy so that maybe one day you can vote if somebody's telling you that you can't. And that's really awesome stuff here, and that starts with you, all right? When I was 14, I was talking to our congresswoman, who now, she is a colleague at the federal level, I'm at the state level. I was 14 talking to her because she was trying to get elected and wanted to hear from your voices. And 25 years later, she's still making decisions, federally fighting for our voices here in Minnesota, regardless of what age you are, where you're born, what's your background, what language you speak. So we're working collectively together. Come on, let's rock. All right. You want to take these stairs? This is kind of cool. We're all Boricua ancestry, Puerto Rican. My family's from Puerto Rico, yes.
Glad to have you here.
All right. And this is our amazing chief clerk.
Hey, how you doing?
How's it going?
Good to see you.
Yes. A true Minnesotan, but the biggest Yankees fan you'll find in the state.
We're going to New York, Jorge and I, next August
to see
3rd. To see the Yankees before games.
Right on.
Yep.
I'm excited.
Of course.
Man, I wish I could make a trip down there soon, but I'm kind of booked over here.
Where's your group from?
Well, you guys want to share? These are a group of young journalists.
Cool.
This.
Organization called Strong Minds, Strong Body Foundation.
Okay, all right.
Institute. We started to have
I think it's perfect. Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
I like your attitude.
Gracias.
Increíble.
¿Y de dónde tú eres? Venezolano.
Can you do a little rap on Venezuela?
Venezuela. Aquí estamos de muchos países, en donde quiera. le echemos candela. Los latinos, aunque son de México, Centroamérica, el Caribe, como Puerto Rico y Venezuela.
Yep.
Hola, buenas tardes. Estamos en vivo. Continuamos con mi presencia. Mi nombre es Jesús Rojas. Estamos acompañados de la señora
Molly Dengle.
Molly Dengue. ¿Y mi compañero?
Mi nombre es Cristian Flores.
Ok. Molly Dengue, cuéntame un poquito sobre qué desempeñas en tu trabajo, ya que es la radio, un medio de comunicación muy importante, y donde manejas 2 idiomas, donde nos ayudas a enseñar a las demás personas. Bueno, cuéntame un poquito más sobre eso.
Sí, bueno, tengo 2 trabajos de verdad, bueno, múltiples, pero el trabajo que me lleva aquí es como presidente de Colectiva Bilingüe. También represento a World Savvy, que es mi otro trabajo que me hizo conectar con Eric Ortiz, pero con Colectiva soy la actual presidenta, que manejo un grupo de voluntarios que son maestros y familiares de las escuelas bilingües de Minneapolis Public Schools, de las escuelas públicas de Minneapolis. Son 5. Y aquí pueden ver, son mi hijo asiste a Emerson, que está aquí, tiene 8 años y así me entré en Colectiva, pero también la otra escuela primaria son Green Central, Las Estrellas, que está por aquí en Northeast, Anderson, que es la escuela intermedia, y Roosevelt, que es la escuela secundaria. Es como un camino bilingüe de pre-kinder hasta 12º grado.
¿Y cuál es el principal objetivo de esta colectiva?
Bueno, nosotros nos dimos cuenta, nos formamos porque vimos que puede haber mucha inequidad o mucha desigualdad entre las escuelas públicas de Minneapolis, y también se hace falta una representación fuerte de latinos en escuelas que son mayormente latinos, que valoren el bilingüismo. Entonces, nosotros como organización sin fines de lucro recaudamos fondos a través de subvenciones, a través de diferentes recaudaciones en colectivo, para poder apoyar a las escuelas y también defender la educación bilingüe, que es tan importante, pero muchas personas desconocen de qué es la educación bilingüe o dual language, como lo dicen en inglés.
Molly, he has a question for you.
What got you into World Savvy?
Okay, so now World Savvy, my job that pays me during the day is World Savvy, and my job is to support teachers in embedding global competence in K-12 education. So what is global competence? Basically, the skills that will never grow old, right? Let's say like someday AI and robots do all the things like multiply, divide, like calculate, right? Well, what are those human skills, like empathy, like communicating across difference, like solving the problems that we still cannot solve in this world, in an even more interdependent world? How can we really embed those in our education and make sure that education is applicable and not just limited to the 4 walls of a classroom?
So, how many schools are you in for World Savvy and Global Competency?
Yes.
Because I know at Ella Baker we had that.
Yeah, that's how we met, and you are such a model of global competence, Lyric.
Oh, thank you.
Super proud that you are graduating and going to the world with your global competence. But I personally work in 2 different districts. So I work at I support teachers in MPS with Ella Baker, and also we're working in the entire district of St. Anthony, New Brighton, and many others. But personally, I coach all the way from pre-kinder to 8th grade in St. Anthony, New Brighton as well.
Yo quisiera saber cómo llegas a este puesto que manejas ahora, qué trayectoria pasaste para poder llegar a manejar este programa tan importante.
Y cuando hablamos en español estamos hablando de Colectiva Bilingüe, ¿verdad? Ok, entonces en Colectiva me llegué por ser madre, ¿verdad? Mi hijo, bueno, tuve que abogar bastante para que entrara en el programa bilingüe porque nosotros veníamos desde la República Dominicana, donde mi hijo nació. Y aunque yo conocía este sistema escolar de aquí, yo asistí de kinder hasta 12º grado a Minneapolis Public Schools, tuve que luchar porque no había cupo en las escuelas bilingües para mi hijo recién llegado desde la República Dominicana. Y por eso, entrando en la abogacía, me di cuenta, wow, qué tan difícil de navegar este sistema escolar aquí y qué tantas otras personas vienen de otros países y desconozcan de sus derechos de crecer en el español, en su cultura nativa, junto con el inglés cuando llegan a este país. Es tan importante seguir como creciendo como bilingüe y la escuela puede apoyar esto o puede dar el mensaje que solo valoramos aquí el inglés y va a ver que los niños vayan olvidando su español y es muy triste cuando un niño no puede conectar con con su abuelo porque ha perdido este idioma tan importante. Entonces es muy importante que crezcan los dos y para mí eso fue lo fundamental y tuve que luchar para que mi hijo entrara en Emerson.
Voy a recalcar esto rápidamente, que qué impresionante cómo plasmas lo que tú tuviste que pasar para ayudar con eso a las demás personas ahorita.
Sí, y ahora mismo hay tantas personas. Se dice que el año pasado 3,000 niños que dominan el español entraron en nuestro sistema educativo de Minneapolis Public Schools y muy pocos encontraron lugar en las escuelas bilingües. Entonces muchas personas de Ecuador llegaron y están regados entre todas las escuelas mayormente que dominan el inglés y muchas de esas familias no tienen nadie en la escuela con que se puede conectar o hacer preguntas, mientras en las escuelas bilingües todo el personal en toda la escuela habla español y inglés.
Christian has another question.
What do you enjoy about your job?
At World Savvy, I love to see like the huge impact I can have in every teacher I coach and all the students that they can support, and really changing the way that teachers think about their role in the educational system. So many times as teachers we go in thinking that we have to, dump all this knowledge in students, right? When really we all know that students learn best when they can apply knowledge to their lives and take learning outside of school. And so it's amazing to see that shift that can happen through coaching and through professional development where a teacher can learn to decenter themselves and let students lead the way and even teach the teacher things that we were formed maybe in an education system that's built on the industrial skills and classrooms that are very frontal and where the teacher has all the power, and seeing the amazing things that can come out when we let students lead the way and teach us about how learning can happen when they're ignited. So that's given me a lot of joy to see that happen in different contexts from the very little all the way to 12th grade.
So sadly, we are out of time. But thank you, Molly, for being here today. It was an honor to interview you. And for anyone that would like to learn more about World Savvy, I'm sure you can find out more about it online.
Yeah, worldsavvy.org or colectivabilingüe.org.
Para cerrar también, muchísimas gracias por haber venido para acá. Estamos muy felices por tener tu compañía. Y bueno, espero que el programa siga creciendo y siga ayudando a muchos jóvenes.
Sí, gracias por tenerme aquí.
So next we have a video that was pre-recorded of Target Field. What? Oh, apparently bloopers next. So I hope you enjoyed that video.
My name is Kate. My name is Millie.
Hi, my name is Jesus Rojas.
My name's Emily.
What's up? My name's Christian. I'm 14. I used to go to El Baker, now I'm going to South.
My name's Alex, and I'm 12 years old, and I go to Anderson United Middle School.
My name's Lyric.
Hi, my name's Evan. I go to Osceola Senior High. I am 14 years old. I'm going to freshman year.
Hi, good morning. My name is Jesus Rojas. We stay today in the park. This park have a lot of nature, have a little pool, have more trees. See the trees, please. See the trees. Yeah.
Good? Way to go. Keep walking here.
Yeah. We are back. Hope you liked the bloopers and the credits. Sadly, we don't have any more time. This went really, really fast.
We ran out.
Time
of
went quick.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for watching. Credits should roll after this. They will have some websites, or actually, never mind. My bad. The schedule got changed a little bit, so we are going off. Hope everyone enjoyed. This is the Youth Community Journalism's journalists.
We'll do this monthly, probably.
Yeah,
And
well,
after this,
we're
we
gonna
gotta
try to do
celebrate
this
a
monthly.
bit, so
Yeah.
gonna get some food.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
We did it.